Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ, today I want to talk about something divine, something appointed, something beyond chance, something God Himself has written into your destiny. The message is this: you are the chosen one. Yes, chosen for a work, a calling, a mission, not by the opinions of men, not by the accidents of life, but by the decision of the Almighty. And the work you are called to will not only bless your soul, it will bless your hands, your house, your future. It is a work that carries the seed of prosperity, the seed of abundance. A work that can make you a millionaire, not because money is the goal, but because obedience to God's assignment always brings overflow. God decided it, heaven decreed it, and the only question is, will you rise into what has already been written? My friends, remember this: the journey of the chosen one is not walked alone. It's a family, a movement, a community. If this message stirred something in your spirit, don't just let it pass by. Follow this channel so you never miss the word that could change your life. Subscribe today, because every time you connect, you are stepping deeper into your destiny. Drop a comment with the 99 to declare that you are part of the remnant that refuses to give up, that refuses to quit, that chooses to rise. And don't forget to like this video, because every like is not just a click. It's a testimony that you are standing strong in faith and in purpose. Together, let's spread the fire, lift each other higher, and walk into the millionaire calling God has already written for us. You are the chosen one by God's decision. That very truth is what separates ordinary existence from extraordinary destiny. It is not about chance, not about coincidence, not about the family you were born into or the conditions that surrounded your life when you began. It is not about the opinions of those who doubted you or the words of those who underestimated you. It is not even about the setbacks, the failures, or the disappointments that tried to break you along the way. It is about the unshakable reality that before the foundations of the earth, God had already written your name into a story that would carry divine purpose, divine favor, and divine assignment. Being chosen means you were marked long before you were noticed. It means that heaven's decree over your life is greater than the voices of the world. When you realize that you are chosen, your perspective changes. Suddenly, every delay is not defeat, but preparation. Every closed door is not rejection, but redirection. Every hardship is not the end of the story, but the sharpening of the chosen. God does not choose people because they are perfect. He chooses them because His power is made perfect in their weakness. He does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And if you are hearing this, it means you are not here by mistake. You are here by divine appointment. The chosen one may feel unworthy at times, but worthiness is not the requirement. Willingness is. You are chosen not only for blessing, but for responsibility. That responsibility is to carry the vision God placed in you, even when others cannot see it. To pursue the assignment, even when the path is unclear. To believe in the promise, even when circumstances tell you otherwise. Being chosen is not always comfortable, because it will separate you from the crowd. It will set you apart in seasons where you would rather blend in. But separation is a sign of selection. The chosen are not called to fit in, they are called to stand out. Think about how many people pass through life never discovering their identity, never stepping into their true calling, never realizing they were born for more. But your life is not random. Your existence is not accidental. Every gift you carry, every dream that burns inside of you, every burden that stirs your heart, that is evidence of your calling. To be chosen is to know that even your battles are tailored to your purpose. The challenges you face are not random, they are training grounds. The resistance you feel is not there to destroy you, it is there to strengthen you. When storms rise, The chosen one does not collapse, they rise higher. When obstacles come, the chosen one does not retreat, they adapt and overcome. When doubt whispers, the chosen one answers with faith. And all of this is possible not because of human strength, but because of divine decision. God himself decided that you would walk a path that leads to abundance, impact, and destiny. To be chosen is to walk with the assurance that no matter what comes against you, the one who called you has already gone before you. To be chosen is to know that your steps are ordered, your path is prepared, and your destiny is sealed by heaven's decree. Your calling carries the seed of prosperity. Within every vision, every assignment, every dream that God plants inside of you, there is already the potential for overflow. The seed is small at first, often hidden, often overlooked, sometimes even doubted by those around you, but inside that seed lies everything necessary to bring forth abundance. Just like a tiny acorn contains the blueprint of a mighty oak tree, your calling contains the blueprint of prosperity that can change your life and impact generations after you. The greatness of your future is already embedded in what God has placed within you, and no circumstance, no opposition, no limitation can take away what has been encoded into your destiny. Prosperity is not something you chase. It is something you cultivate by walking in your purpose. When you step into your calling, you align with the flow of heaven's provision. God never gives a vision without also giving the resources to sustain it. He never plants a seed without creating the environment where it can grow. Your responsibility is to recognize the seed within you and to nurture it through faith, discipline, and perseverance. Many people wait for prosperity to appear before they move, but prosperity is released in the movement. The seed multiplies only when it is planted, and your calling prospers only when it is acted upon. The seed of prosperity does not look like the harvest in the beginning. It often looks small, insignificant, or even impossible. A business idea may look fragile. A ministry vision may look overwhelming. A creative gift may look undervalued. Yet within that small beginning lies the power to shift everything. Prosperity comes not because the seed is large, but because the God who designed it is limitless. Your calling may start as a whisper in your heart, but if you nurture it, if you stay faithful, if you keep pressing forward, that whisper can become a roar that opens doors, creates wealth, and blesses countless lives. To understand that your calling carries prosperity is to see that wealth is not just material, but multidimensional. Prosperity is in wisdom, in influence, in relationships, in opportunities. As you walk in your calling, these dimensions of prosperity begin to unfold. The right people come into your path, the right doors swing open, the right skills are sharpened. And yes, financial prosperity follows because provision always aligns itself with God's mission. Money becomes not the object, but the tool, the byproduct of walking in obedience to the assignment you have been given. The enemy will always try to make you doubt the seed within you. He will try to convince you that it is too late, that you are unqualified, that the vision is too big, or that the resources will never come. But the very presence of resistance is proof that the seed has value. Thieves do not break into empty houses, and attacks do not come against barren fields. If your calling feels under pressure, it is because it carries prosperity that threatens the kingdom of darkness. The seed within you has the power to change your status, transform your environment, and elevate your life beyond anything you could imagine. Obedience unlocks overflow and abundance. The blessings of God are not released at random. They are connected to the posture of the heart and the willingness to follow His instruction. Obedience is not about rules and restrictions. It is about alignment with divine order. When you obey, you position yourself under the flow of heaven's provision. You place yourself in the stream where favor runs, where opportunities emerge, where doors swing open that no man can shut. The miracle is not in the intention, but in the action, not in hearing alone, but in doing. Every act of obedience, no matter how small it seems, carries the potential to release overflow into your life. Throughout history, the greatest breakthroughs have come not to those who had the most resources, but to those who were willing to obey. Noah built an ark in obedience and preserved humanity. Abraham left his homeland in obedience and became the father of nations. Peter cast his net one more time at the word of Jesus, and in that act of obedience, his empty boat became overflowing with fish. The pattern is always the same. Obedience attracts abundance. What seems illogical in the natural often becomes the very gateway to supernatural increase. God does not require you to understand every detail. He requires you to trust His direction. Obedience often begins with sacrifice. It might mean walking away from comfort zones, stepping out of familiar patterns, or surrendering your own plans to embrace God's. At first, it may feel like loss, but obedience always carries hidden multiplication. What you release in obedience, God returns in abundance. When the widow gave her last jar of oil, it became the supply that never ran dry. When the boy surrendered his 5 loaves and 2 fish, it became the meal that fed thousands. When you give God your willingness, He gives you more than you could ever hold. Overflow is not limited to finances. It touches every area of life. Peace begins to overflow in your spirit. Joy overflows in your heart. Wisdom overflows in your decisions. And yes, provision overflows in your resources. Obedience positions you to receive what effort alone could never achieve. It is not about striving harder, but about surrendering deeper. When you obey, you are not relying on your own strength, but leaning into divine supply. Abundance is the natural result because you are no longer working against the current of God's will. You are moving with it. The challenge is that obedience often requires faith in moments of uncertainty. It demands trust when the outcome is not visible, courage when the path is not clear, and persistence when the results are not immediate. But this is the very reason obedience carries power. It is an act of faith in motion. It is saying with your life that you believe God is faithful even when circumstances do not yet show it. And in that faith-filled obedience, heaven responds. The flow of abundance opens not because of human ability, but because God honors those who honor His word. Faith transforms struggle into opportunity. Every challenge you face, every obstacle that rises against you, every valley you walk through becomes a place of transformation when faith enters the picture. Struggle by itself can crush, it can discourage, it can make you question your worth and your purpose. But when faith is applied, the very weight of the struggle becomes the pressure that produces strength. The very fire that was meant to consume you becomes the furnace that refines you. Faith does not deny the existence of struggle, it redefines it. It changes the lens through which you see your battles, turning trials into stepping stones and setbacks into setups for breakthrough. Faith is not passive belief, it is active trust. It is the choice to see beyond what the eyes reveal, to believe beyond what circumstances dictate, and to stand firm when everything around you is shaking. With faith, you can look at a closed door and see not the end, but the preparation for a greater door to open. With faith, you can look at an empty bank account and see the opportunity to witness God's provision. With faith, you can stand in the middle of pain and declare that purpose is being birthed. Faith transforms struggle into opportunity because it forces you to lift your eyes above the problem and fix them on the promise. Every person who has risen to greatness has done so not in the absence of struggle, but in the presence of faith. Joseph was betrayed, sold, and imprisoned, yet through faith, he saw the hand of God positioning him for influence. David faced giants with nothing more than a sling, but faith turned the battlefield into the platform that revealed his destiny. Paul endured persecution, beatings in prison, but faith turned every chain into an opportunity to spread the gospel. The pattern is clear. Struggles are unavoidable, but faith has the power to transform them into opportunities for growth, elevation, and impact. Faith does not eliminate the struggle, but it gives you authority over it. It allows you to step into difficulties with confidence that they cannot destroy you. It speaks to the mountain, not by denying its size, but by declaring the God who is greater. When faith is alive in your heart, fear loses its grip, doubt loses its power, and struggle loses its ability to define you. What was once a stumbling block becomes a stepping stone. What was once a wound becomes a testimony, and what was once a season of breaking becomes the birthplace of blessing. Struggles are the soil in which opportunity grows. Without resistance, there is no strength. Without challenge, there is no growth. Without the storm, there is no testimony of peace. Faith transforms how you see and how you respond, turning every hardship into a chance to rise, to learn, to develop, and to move closer to the destiny that is waiting for you. Discipline and vision attract divine favor. Discipline is the ability to stay committed when distractions call, to remain focused when the easier path tempts, and to keep pressing forward even when the results are not yet visible. Vision is the capacity to see beyond what is, to imagine what could be, and to hold on to a future that has not yet manifested. When discipline and vision work together, they create a magnetic force that draws the favor of God and aligns you with opportunities that others miss. Many people have dreams but lack discipline, and many have discipline but lack vision. But when both are united, they become unstoppable. Discipline shapes your character while vision directs your path. Discipline keeps you consistent in prayer, in study, in work, in growth. It trains you to rise early, to stay committed, to put in effort, even when no one is watching. Vision, on the other hand, reminds you why you are enduring the process. It paints the picture of your future so clearly that the pain of today cannot blind you to the promise of tomorrow. Together, they create endurance that refuses to quit, passion that refuses to die, and determination that refuses to bend. God's favor rests on those who are faithful with what they already have. Discipline proves your faithfulness, and vision proves your readiness. When you are disciplined, you show heaven that you can be trusted with greater responsibility. When you hold fast to vision, you demonstrate that you believe in the promise even when it has not yet appeared. Divine favor is not accidental. It is attracted to diligence, perseverance, and faith-filled vision. The parable of the talents shows us this truth. The one who multiplied what was given received more, while the one who hid his talent lost even what he had. Favor increases where discipline and vision are present. Discipline requires sacrifice. It often demands saying no to comfort in order to say yes to calling. It may look like long nights, early mornings, studying when others are relaxing, working when others are distracted. Vision keeps that sacrifice from becoming empty because it reminds you that the present struggle is the investment for future reward. Vision allows you to see the end while still in the beginning, to picture the harvest even while holding the seed. That picture fuels discipline, giving it purpose and direction. Those who lack discipline may start strong, but rarely finish. Those who lack vision may work hard, but without direction, wasting energy on what does not lead to destiny. But those who unite both find themselves walking under divine favor because God honors faithfulness and intention. Favor is not simply about opportunity. It is about being prepared when the opportunity arrives. Discipline prepares you, vision positions you, and together they make you ready for the doors that God is about to open. Divine favor looks for vessels that are ready, and readiness is birthed in the marriage of vision and discipline. Your destiny is millionaire-level impact. Destiny is not measured merely by personal success, but by the magnitude of influence you are meant to carry. To step into your destiny means to recognize that your life is designed to overflow, to affect others, to shift atmospheres, and to change lives. Millionaire-level impact is not only about the wealth in your account, but about the wealth of your contribution, the abundance of your influence, and the reach of your purpose. God's intention for your destiny is not small, not ordinary, not limited, but expansive, powerful, and transformative. He calls you to operate at a level where your very existence brings blessing to multitudes. Millionaire-level impact begins with mindset. If your vision is small, your results will be small. But when you dare to think on the scale of destiny, your actions expand to meet that vision. Impact requires you to see yourself as more than a survivor, more than just someone trying to make it through. You are an agent of change, a carrier of solutions, a vessel of divine creativity. When you embrace that truth, you stop limiting yourself to what you have now and start preparing yourself for what you are meant to carry. A millionaire does not think only in terms of earning, but in terms of multiplying, building, and creating. Likewise, destiny requires you to think generationally, to see your influence extending far beyond your own lifetime. Impact at this level is not about greed. It is about stewardship. Wealth that comes through destiny is wealth with purpose. It funds visions, builds communities, supports causes, and transforms environments. Your destiny is to step into abundance, not just for your own comfort, but so that you can become a channel of provision for others. The resources God entrusts to you are never meant to stop with you. They are meant to flow through you. Millionaire-level impact means being the answer to prayers you may never hear, meeting needs you may never personally see, and creating opportunities for people you may never meet. Every gift, every skill, every experience in your life has been preparing you for this scale of influence. The struggles you have overcome have shaped your resilience. The lessons you have learned have sharpened your wisdom, and the visions you carry have revealed your unique assignment. All of it points to a destiny that cannot remain small. The reason you feel unsettled in mediocrity is because you were designed for more. The reason average living feels uncomfortable is because greatness is calling you higher. Millionaire-level impact is not just a possibility, it is the very blueprint of your purpose. To walk in this destiny requires faith, discipline, and courage. It requires letting go of excuses, silencing the voices of doubt, and refusing to shrink your dreams to fit the limitations around you. You are meant to expand, to rise, to create, and to influence. The divine hand over your life has already marked you for abundance. And within that abundance lies the power to shift families, communities, nations, and generations.